Hello and welcome to Warhammer Wednesday. I've had a few requests from subscribers asking me if I'm going to do an unboxing or review of the new Warhammer 40,000 rules, specifically the rule book, or the 3 books that you get. I'm pleased to announce that I will, and this is the video. I'm going to split it into 4 videos. This will be my unboxing and first impressions, and then I will do separate videos for each of the books, so as not to have like a 20-minute video and mess around with all of them. So here it goes. Had to change around with that angle because the book was really very close to the camera, bit too much in your face. So we'll unbox this. Got my Spyderco WH40K on me. Hopefully I can open this without doing too much damage. There, that should do it. There were a lot in the store. If you keep up to date with my YouTube videos, a video that I will be releasing because my motorbike videos, the moto vlogs, are quite far behind in terms of the scale. But there will be a future one that I'll release where I travel to Lincoln and I visit the Games Workshop store there. Really friendly guy in there. There's only one person, and they had a lot of things in the shop. The shop was very well presented. They had a lot in the store. It was very well stocked, and they had a few things there that were web exclusives that are no longer available, like the Tempestus Firebase and the Battlescape, which is actually no longer available on their website. Anyway, I thought I'd just mention that because if things are web store exclusive, they might have them in the shops. But anyway, there were a lot of these big packages in the Games Workshop store. Don't know why. Maybe they haven't sold that many. I mean, I got a bit annoyed in a way because I'd only just bought 6th edition back in January. I was a little bit late to the party, but that rulebook's only been around for 2 or 3 years, and I normally expect rulebooks to last a good 4 or 5 years minimum. But it seems Games Workshop might be deciding to make these cash cows. Anyway, rulebooks are not 40 quid anymore, they're now 50. 50 is the new 40. I'm not going to try and be negative. I'm not going to be, I'm really going to refrain from being negative. I'm just stating the facts. So if it comes out as negative, I don't mean it to be. Just stating the facts. It's really nice cover already. I can just tell. This is very shiny of the Space Marine, the Dark Angel there. Not that they need to push Space Marines much. It feels, well, there's some friction on the picture. Oh, don't you hate it when you're doing a video and you sneeze? Anyway, and that's the same for the Warhammer logo. The writing, the font down below is textured, it's quite raised, and the same on the spine. And then the little picture is, obviously, it's a bit of friction there. So this is the 7th edition, supposedly. Comes like that. You've got 3 books in there: the rules, Dark Millennium, and A Galaxy of War. So let's just, it's nice hard case, I suppose. So you've got the rules, you've got Dark Millennium, and you've got A Galaxy of War. I believe that this is a Dark Eldar thing, so that's good that they're pushing them. The Dark Eldar thing is on the front of the rule book. I would have rather had something epic on the front of the rule book, like the 6th edition does, instead of just one thing, because it's not about one thing. In the 41st Millennium, I mean, these are all my opinions, and maybe crap, but they're my opinions. It's not about one thing, one homoculi, or whatever you want to call it. You can laugh at my pronunciation of that. But anyway, it's not about one thing, is it? It's about, you know, millions of worlds and billions upon billions of troops and civilians, and you know, it's all about that. And I just think that they've missed the point. But who am I to judge, because they created this universe and it is an epic universe. Anyway, so rules. They're going with the Chaos Hellbrute here. Pretty epic. That's cool. I mean, that's quite epic because you've got a few things happening. It's quite, you know, there's a bit of action there. And Space Marine wondering how to put a magazine into a bolt gun. Yeah, and I don't know what's going on there. Maybe he's on this, you know, ice world, and there's some Tyranids that have fired needles at him. I don't know, something like that. But there we go. So there are your 3 books. I'll just do a little bit of a go through with all of them. So I'll just have a look at all of them, just like a little overview, and then I will go through each one on its own and do a full review. So we'll start with the rules. It's got a number 3 there. I don't know what the significance is for these numbers. I don't really think that the numbers add anything whatsoever. There's no need to have the numbers. There's no reference to the numbers. But anyway, so let's have a little look. I'm probably going to get absolutely hit in the face by GW for doing this kind of thing. But hey, if Rob Bear can do it, anybody can do it. Let's face it. Anyway, so let's have a look. So you got an introduction, core rules, you got all of these, general principles, measuring distances. They even put quite a chunk of your money on wobbly model syndrome. I mean, that could be just like a sentence. Why are they wasting your money doing that? Turn summary. There just seems to be an awful lot of pictures. Like, you know, why is there... See there, look. Why is there a lot of pictures? Shooting phase. Like, go to ground. It doesn't give you any like examples there. Oh, there's something there about to wound chart. That's alright, but it's just like there's pictures in it. Like, look, huge chunks. So it means that there's... Well, it means it takes up, you know, space that... I mean, look at that. Why do we need... We don't... What are they doing now with the rule books? Look, half chunks. It's a rule book. It's not a picture book. We've got... separate. Am I missing something? I'm not. Are we being trolled? Like I think we are actually being trolled, because they're putting big pictures that aren't artistic. They're models that are painted in such a way that we'll never be able to paint them like that. In places where, I mean, that to wound chart could have been bigger. Or I think we're being trolled here. The charge is £10 more, and yeah, it's 3 books, but they're putting big pictures, you know, big pictures of their models to obviously get you to buy more models. We've bought the rule book because we're going to be buying more models. We don't need to be reminded of the same pictures and the same models that we know of. I mean, I don't get this. I mean, it's actually serving a bit of a huge chunk of advertisement for them, really. They don't need it. Rulebook should be a rulebook. It should have the rules. Yeah, it should have some pictures to make it quite interesting, but I mean, that's quite decent because it shows you, like, but I think they're the same examples they've always used. Don't quote me, but fly monstrous creatures, like, why you could have that and that on the same page, and then on that page you could have gargantuan flying creatures. You could have that chunk there, and then this and that. You could. I don't get it. Like, it just means that there's more pages, and more pages means that there's more for you to go through. I mean, it's hardback anyway, so it's going to be a pain to you know, take around. Not so much as a pain for you know, the bigger rule books, you know, the 400, 500 page ones. I mean, this is only 200 pages, but vehicle upgrades. I mean, like, I don't understand why they've done that either. I mean, look at that. It's black on white, but now we've got white on black. I don't get what they're trying to do. It's just battlefield terrain. So choosing your army. How big is this choosing your army section? Oh, it's not that big. Preparing for battle. Some crusades and things. Appendix. Whoa. That's like about 50 pages for the appendix, isn't it? Wow. Okay, so, wow. Okay, that's interesting. Battlefield terrain. Why do these need big old, why does the crushed, what? They don't even sell that anymore, so I don't know if it's going on. So they've got data sheets, I suppose, but for battlefield terrain, they're being really pernickety here because they're giving you like, oh, it's, you know, it's giving you exact, you know, 4+ cover save for these specific buildings, and well, anyway, that's that. You've got a reference. Yeah, so yeah, that's the rule book. Right, I'll do a review of that because that's just my overview. I'll read it, I promise, and I'll do a review. Let's have a look at number. We're doing it in reverse order. Let's have a look at number 2. Okay, so this is Dark Millennium. So remember, this is just first impressions. Okay, of the whole 3 books. So take it. Is this the pretty picture one? I don't even know what's the pretty picture. No, this is not the pretty picture one. This is kind of like the story, introduction, Dark and Desperate Age. Right. Okay. So it'll have some pictures in. That's a pretty epic picture. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Why couldn't they have had that on one of these covers? Why do they have to be all boring, you know? Oh, I don't know. They make it such a beautiful universe. I mean, look at that. Awesome, awesome. Alright, so this gives you the story. Okay, right. Yeah, it gives you a really detailed reference of a completely made up universe. Just in case we haven't got it by now, it gives you, you know, some spreads of different types of Space Marines. I suppose if you knew, that's useful. Yeah, Sisters of Battle, well, yeah, or Adepta Sororitas. Anyway, hurry up, GW. I know you've made the models for them, so hurry up and release them. Right, so it really actually does do a good job because it goes into depth. That went into depth. That's awesome picture. Awesome. He's going to get fisted. Power fisted. Orcs, well, we know where that's going, don't we? On the front of the new Orc Codex, which I shall be purchasing at some point. Just stay tuned for a review on that. Yeah, I'm buying a bit more Warhammer this month. I think I owe it to myself. Been investing money in the bike. Bikes are not cheap. So yeah, so this gives you a big story to each of the menaces and all the rest of it. That's cool. So that's kind of like, you know, bedtime reading, and it runs you in at. I'm not going to do silly price per page crap, but it's 128 pages. So yeah, it's good. You just pick that up. Bedtime reading, good.